is Sam Iheanacho. I am the Executive Chairman SMILE Project, which is Scalable Multimedia in Local Education. Our aim is to usher in the desired revolution of quality and functional education into our declining educational system and to provide multimedia-based instructional aids to basic education in English and local languages.
Scalable Multimedia in Local Education, SMILE, is a public-private sector initiative for education. It is aimed at improving the service and delivery of knowledge in the national public basic education system without changing the curriculum. SMILE will use modern multimedia systems to develop teacher refresher materials, classroom teaching aid, and after-school educational entertainment. The project is scalable, sustainable, and it is applicable to different budget demands, culture, and language needs. The content will be packaged in English and local languages.
SMILE is going to break this barrier by making sure they see and learn. And people learn better when they see and hear a thing better than what a teacher would describe. And it puts a lot of burden, time the teacher would have used to do more important things. They are busy struggling to describe a thing to students. But with this instructional material, which is going to be audio and video, the teacher sits down, play it for the student, and then it gives them more time to spend explaining and making sure that every student understands. And if a particular child doesn't understand, the media will still, same media that is in English will still be available in Hausa or in local language based on the region.
Basic education age 4 to 14. The most important school age is the basic education age. At this stage, the child is formed. Most of what the child will become is based on this foundation.
We should pay attention to children when they are young, because teaching children when they are young is like writing on a stone. It's what makes them to be part of what they have learned. But if you teach them only after they grow, even they learn it, but it won't be as they are young. But if the child is young and you teach him how to pronounce, read and write, like when he is in nursery school, the child will grow and will never forget.
Our main focus is basic education, and we are working closely with the Universal Basic Education Commission to ensure that the Nigerian Basic Education System gets the best out of this program. Not just e-learning, but multimedia. Multimedia is not new to education. However, its automation requires high costs and skills. Most of the good multimedia educational materials available to homes in Nigeria are foreign, not based on our values, culture, and school curriculum. We look forward to an era where in the most basic school setting, whose improvised classroom is underneath a tree, our MP3 or audio CD can play from a CD or cassette player in a remote village in local and English language. While in another school, a video or interactive version of the same material is played on the Microsoft Surface and a teacher moderating with an Apple iPad.
Unlike before, technology is advancing in a good way. TVs, VCDs are the things that children can grab interest. I pray that God will help us to get materials that will help our children to hear and see, and not only what we instruct them, but to also see for themselves, watching and enjoying it. Even if they are sleeping and you ask them, they can describe it. This is how it is. Our teacher taught us and we saw it ourselves.
We have hopes that we can reach from the most basic to the most advanced technology. Multimedia can improve the rate of simulation and can stimulate learning with resources that a teacher would not have had access to in a normal classroom.
You know, our children now, they learn by imitation, they learn by whatever that you do, they'll follow you. So with the aid of television and the multimedia, it will enable them to learn fast.
Thereby making teaching and learning easy and fun for both the teachers and students. Technology gap. The basic technology we intend to use is already in use in almost every home. It is as simple as using a transistor radio. The only difference is that users will be listening or watching the highest quality of studio-produced educational material and entertainment that technology can offer based on local content. Funding. Our funding structure is scalable. We plan to raise funds, produce, and deploy with relevant partners while we wait for more partners to gain confidence and join the program.
We have identified the absence of sustainable interventionist measures, societal decay, effects of globalization, information and communication technology, and parental indifference as a major impediment in our educational system today. We intend to deploy some of the media and technology seen as distraction to education, electronic entertainment and technology, by concentrating on the positive attributes of technology and imbibing it into our educational system.
We make sure no unnecessary spending is directed towards the procurement of any bolt or cable that is not needed for the deployment. Some parents or well-wishers can easily donate or lend a cassette deck or transistor radio to schools and classes if we cannot get donation or funding for them from the government, represented by the Federal Ministry of Education or private sector. Curriculum development and multimedia. We do not have any intention to modify the school curriculum. Our focus is in passing the message across with some music, sound effect, picture, video, and animations to make it easier and exciting for learning. When necessary, we will translate content voice-over into local language to help gain better acceptance in areas where English would have been a challenge.
I am involved in writing script for the actualization of SMILE project. I am the head of Igbo translation team.
My team is responsible for video production, editing, script writing, and translation.
My team is responsible for translation from English to Hausa version.
And my team is responsible for the sound production and its translation from English to the Yoruba language.
My team is responsible for editing and content verification research.
We will work with relevant authorities at concept, planning, development and testing to ensure that the curriculum remains intact during the period of production.
During my Igbo translation, I ensured that I did all the translation without any change in the passage, thereby conveying the same message written in English to Igbo language, so that some Nigerians who could not understand English language can also benefit from the project without actually changing the curriculum of the school.
We ensure that scripts is relevant to the approved school curriculum, SMILE vision, and our culture.
Why now? We believe that technology is now ripe for the integration of multimedia in our school system.
The main aim of SMILE is to use technologies that are available to us on a daily basis to be applied in education. Materials like the iPod, web TV. These are facilities that allow a simple device as small as this to connect to the internet and stream content to a big device like the television set, which is available in every home. Equipped with wireless keyboards that can turn a simple house television set into a multimedia learning center. And these same materials can also be used for multimedia labs in our public schools. A simple device as a Sony portable DVD player can now find itself in classrooms and at home as a learning device that children can sit with, entertain themselves while learning some of their homeworks or classwork.
At the time when the rest of the world is planning a mission to Mars, This is the least legacy we can leave behind for our children. We are not reinventing the wheel. We are just using the same technology that is already available to homes today to educate and motivate them to learn. Technology is only as good as the use we put them to.
How can we power this when the majority of our schools are without power supply? The simple answer is scalable. So most of these materials can be used in various formats. A simple radio cassette player like what I have here is large enough. One of these can actually power an entire school multimedia lab. And because they use battery powered, a simple charger like this connected to a solar unit can provide enough power and charging system for a big multimedia set.
The SMILE project has dedicated professionals on its team, together with stakeholders who have nurtured SMILE. Narida has other interventional projects geared towards the growth and rapid development of our nation. While the government efforts at addressing the challenges, the private sector, parents and the entire country will need to come together to complement this effort by putting SMILE in Nigerian schools.